everybody, welcome to Excel video 460. I'm Nate Moore. Did 2 more speaking engagements last week. Business intelligence and some Excel tricks, custom reports, all kinds of good things. If I haven't been to your organization or your conference lately, I'd love to. I want to talk today about bar charts. Last time we talked about column charts, and column charts and bar charts are very similar. I mean, columns go this way and bars go that way. And some of it's personal preference and some of it's some things that may help you make sense. So I want to review just several different column versus bar charts today. Obviously, to create a bar chart, what I did, let's just build one for fun. I grabbed this, went to the insert menu. Here's column charts. I went to bar charts. And you can do 3D bars that are going to look weird, and a stacked bar really doesn't help me when I've only got one thing here. But the 2D bar I think is going to work for us. So that's what I built when I built this bar chart over here. So very simply pick the data. This is the bar chart menu up here, and then I usually do this one. That said, let's look at a couple of different options for bar versus column charts and decide when it might make sense. Sometimes if you've got a bunch of data, especially since Excel will kind of angle these names for you, sometimes, and again, this one's a personal preference, column charts may look a little bit better if you have a bunch of data than a bar chart. This may be a bit too much to see visually. For me, it's a little easier to see the high points here than it is there, but that may be a personal preference thing, a column versus a bar chart. Let me show you another example. If I have a really long description, like these clinic descriptions here, Excel will wrap them around and do some things in column charts, but it kind of limits what you can do. A lot of times, if I know I've got a long description, that's one of the biggest things that points me to using a bar chart like this, where there's plenty of room to spell out the entire name. I don't have to abbreviate or whatever, and I can still get a fairly good reading on where my high and low points are in the relation between the 4 clinics. So if you have a really long description, bar charts might be the way to go. Here's a third example. If I'm going to put a trend line, let's scroll over a bit. You really don't need to see the data so much as you need to see the chart. If I'm going to throw a trend line on a chart, column's really the way to go for me. A trend line here for the bar, is it going up or down? Well, it's actually going up because January's here and June's there, but it's just kind of hard to see trend lines on a bar chart. So if I want to show a trend line, and again, if you're interested, what I did from here, I took the design menu, add a chart element, and a trend line is how I got that there. I'm going to do a trend line and more of the 2 lines on one chart or 2 sets of data, 2 series of data on one chart on a column chart as opposed to a bar chart. Last example. I'll come back over here a bit. If I'm worked up about progress, if I want to show progress towards a goal, to me, and again, maybe this is personal preference, but to me, progress towards a goal looks better on a bar chart. I might draw a line here or put another line on my chart that says finish line or something like that, an obvious goal. Maybe I make my axis here end at 9, so it's obvious that Dr. Schaefer's met the goal, Dr. Peterson's is a long way away from the goal. But yeah, I suppose you can see it from the column chart, but if I'm showing progress towards a goal, I'm leaning towards bar. If I'm showing long names in my series, I'm leaning towards a bar. If I want to do a trend line, I'm column for sure. And if I've got a lot of data, I might lean the column way too. Just some thoughts about column and bar charts. Stay tuned. Next time we'll talk a bit about line charts. Thanks for watching.